All right, guys, Doc and I have made it out here. We haven't started movement yet. We're just about to. There's a road over on this side. It's a forest road that we're going to be using to hike up to the actual start of the wilderness area we're going to be trekking into. This is the warmest day this week. There's snow flurries coming through. There's supposed to be snow, obviously, at the higher elevations. They were estimating 8 to 12 inches for the next couple days. There's already feet on the ground. But yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into it. We got to get our packs and everything situated, and then we're going to start moving. All right, guys, so Doc and I here, making our way up some pretty steep elevation. We have a couple miles before we even hit to the trailhead, to where we need to be. We're the only people out here. There's a few day-old footprints here, but besides that, we're the only car parked in the area, and we're going to be working our way up and around this super steep elevation over here. So yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated. All right, guys, so what we just did was we dropped our mid layers. We're now down to base layers, so we're moving in our base layers. Due to the steep elevation, we heated up quick, and now I'm freezing. That's because we've stopped. I'm just giving you guys, like, for those of you who aren't experienced in this, I know a lot of you are, this is the way it works when you're moving in the winter. As soon as you feel yourself heating up, you're about to start sweating, drop layer. Try to move in your base layers. You can see this wind is absolutely whipping. We're gonna keep moving because it's cold. I wanted you guys to get to see how kind of volatile the weather is here. Over here we have open blue skies, the sun peeking through. But back here, it's extremely dark, and it appears that we probably have some snow rolling in, and we are still making movement. If you can't tell, it is frigid up here, but beautiful, and we will continue. All right, guys, so still pushing up. You can see over there on that side, all the frozen spruce at the over 4,000 feet elevations. And how low these clouds are over us, and we are steadily still pushing up the side of the mountain, working our way towards camp for the night. It is tremendously cold up here, but as long as we keep moving. So we're about 2 miles in so far. We made it 2 miles in just a little over an hour. We're making really good time, considering we started later in the day than we initially had planned, but we needed a rest. You can see the mountains back behind me are getting battered by snow right now. Probably going to happen to us tonight on this side, but we have about 55 minutes to really start looking for a camp and getting settled in for the night to start our journey tomorrow. So we're going to keep on heading up the trail. All right, guys, so we have finally made it to where the official beginning of the adventure actually begins. It took 2.5 hours to move a little over 3 miles. It is tough out here in the snow. If you want to see how deep, even with snowshoes, sink in like 8 inches, but the snow is a lot deeper than that. This is wild. You can see how low the clouds are. It's extremely cold, so now the goal is to find a good spot and set up camp for the night. So I'll update you guys at camp. All right, guys, so Doc and I have made it to camp. Doc's right there setting up his tent. We've dug just a small, hasty snow trench kind of thing. Got my tent set up over there, bags. And we are out here. We've made a camp off in the spruce and hardwood because the wind is wicked and it got extremely cold. But we're getting everything set up now. We're gonna have a nice hot meal. And then we're gonna bed down and we're gonna relax for the evening, get warm, and then make more movement tomorrow. But yeah, guys, it's extremely cold. The weather's frigid, but this is a blast and it's super beautiful. It's just, like I said, we started later in the day, so getting set up was a little bit more hasty, but tomorrow we're gonna improve upon our camp for sure. About to eat, it got a little broken up in the back. About to eat a homemade Pop-Tart and just listening to this insane wind and weather. All right, so got all the happy top, happy bottoms on, polypro base layers, grid fleece mid layers. Have the sleeping bag, everything laying out. Stuff that I'm going to sleep on top of tonight to get this dried out. I'm also going to sleep just in my grid fleece layers and my polypro layers. I'm going to lay on top this tonight for extra insulation from the ground. I'm using just the cell pad, the foam cell pad from Foshier, and my Corinthia Defense 6. And if we peek across the way, look at Doc, he got the laser out. and it is frigid. But in these tents, it's actually pretty nice, and we have a great view of the sky tonight. It's actually decently clear. You can see the clouds still whipping through though. But yeah, guys, we're about to get some dinner going. So you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm out here. Doc and I were exchanging some stuff between tents. I'm testing out the Outdoor Vitals insulated booties. It's freezing out, quite literally. It's way more than freezing, but I wanted to show you guys the view of the moon through our area that we're staying in. It is beautiful, but yeah, I feel no cold coming through these yet. So good job, Outdoor Vitals. The Happy Top and Happy Bottom. You could literally stand out here all night and stay warm. So, all right. So right now I'm making my dinner, and I'm having a Mountain House Adventure Meals pad thai with chicken. So a chicken pad thai, and I'm getting the water boiling right now. Going to get the meal made up, eat it here in the tent. Doc's over there. He's enjoying the hot meal as well. And yeah, guys, we're just having a blast out here. Highly recommend the pad thai with chicken. Doc's popped out of his tent. He's about to walk over here. We're going to just check out the camp, see where we can improve at tomorrow, and get ready for more movement. We've still been hanging outside of the tents, guys, for like 45 minutes to an hour, and we're still super warm, and we're just literally just out here staring at how bright the moon is. It's lighting up the entire forest around us. Honestly, I don't think any camera's really going to do it justice as to what it looks like out here. But this is proof that if you do properly prepare with the right gear, the right layering system, and you have the right experience, and you know your limits, and you stop and give yourself time to set up camp, you can survive in pretty much any condition to an extent. It all depends on your gear and your experience. All right, guys, so we've bedded down. I have a good bit of hand warmers in the bag, but I'm toasty. I actually just dropped my Happy Bottoms because as you guys can see, below this is the snowy ground. Below this tent, this is the Lynx Form from Alps Mountaineering. And then here's my Foshier foam pad, and that is all I have underneath me, combined with my Corinthia Defense 6 and my layering system. Currently, I'm only rocking Poly Pro base layers underneath my Grid mid layer. I'm dropping my Happy stuff, and I'm going to sleep on that to give me an extra insulative layer, because this is there's down in these, along with my sleeping bag and the foam pad from the ground itself. But I'm so warm in here that I'm actually needing to drop the layers. So 2 hours into the night, and I'm burning up. I have the bag unzipped, some hand warmers in between my layers, and the foam cell is doing great. And you can hear the wind just roaring. But I'm going to get back to bed. The winds out there are insane, but the way we have our camp set up and what we've built with the snow walls, none of the wind's really even getting to the tent. It's just whipping above us, so working out pretty well. Still very cozy. What's up, guys? Just woke up. Still super warm in the bag. Tent, it's a lot warmer in here than it is out there. And here soon, need to boil some water so I can hydrate. All the water's froze, obviously. That's how it is in this kind of weather. And then gonna get back and start moving through the wilderness. Also, something I like to do with my Seal Line bag, I put all my electronics in it. Right now my phone is actually charging with one of my portables, but I keep it down in the heat of the bag because the warm will allow your batteries to not be sapped as bad. And with your hand warmers and everything down in the bag, it keeps all your electronics a lot warmer, allows them to last a lot longer. All right, guys, this is the view of right outside of our tents. We're about to get moving for the day. Like a little dusting of snow, but nothing crazy. Current state of camp, we've sourced a lot of dead stuff off the forest floor. There's a ton of it laying around because it's been so windy. We heard a bunch fall last night as well. And we're gonna get a roaring fire going. Today we're gonna focus on boiling up a lot of water, preparing our positions and preparing camp. And then we are going to make a movement tomorrow morning to summit our first objective. And then based off of time constraints, we will see how our movement to the second one goes. We're only about 5 miles from the first summit that we want to hit from where we are. And honestly, we can pack light since we have a base camp. So we would maybe even be able to hit both in the same day, depending on how bad the bushwhacking is and the snowpack. But with the snowshoes, it hasn't been terrible. But yeah, we're gonna get moving, collect more wood, get a fire going, and I'll update you guys from there. And then for those of you wondering about the snowpack, this is where we dug out. You can see about 3 feet lower down in the camp. And then over here, it's just insane. And I have no pack on me currently, just my gaiters and snowshoes. And you can see I'm still sinking a solid, that's about 6 inches down. Yeah. So we're snowshoeing. Just getting out, we're just getting our bodies warmed up. Looking at scouting out dead wood on the ground. There's a ton of it. And just honestly just enjoying it. I didn't expect a day this sunny and clear, so today would have actually been a pristine day to push for the summit. But regardless, we have the gear to be able to do it regardless of the weather conditions. But it's also important to know your limit. See tons of dead wood laying around, but it is beautiful. As we push a little deeper into the spruce forest and the hardwood, these pillows are insane. This snow is super deep. Thank the Lord for snowshoes, and thank the Lord for these clear skies and sun. But we are going to continue to push in and explore. Look at the pillows on those trees. Look at the ice brine on these trees and these bushes, but the pillows through here on these trees, it is just insane. It's almost like walking through a different world. Rice Krispies are basically freeze dried. Delicious. So out here you can use anything that's already dead and fallen on the ground as firewood. So found this full tree, literally, that is on the ground. Kind of had to pull it out of this embankment. Along with our other dead wood that we have down here. To these feet now. Voila. We have an entire tree. Take that. Can't. What we're doing now, we have our fire bed set down. We have some instant light charcoals down there. And we're getting these charcoals lit up. And then we're going to feed stuff on to the fire itself. All right, so now we got the charcoals burning. Guys, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to work this fire, get this thing built up, get it burning nice. And we have a big stack of firewood off to our left. And like I said, you guys saw earlier in the video, we have an entire tree. So we're definitely going to have a nice raging fire. And there's really not much better than that out here in these kind of conditions. The fire's burning good. And what we're going to do now is continue to feed things onto the fire. Small sticks and things to keep it going. And we're going to kind of build a teepee around it. Well, that one fell, but All right, what we're doing currently, we built up a tiny little snow wall behind the fire, but the area we chose for our camp, the wind feeds over. It's like the spruce above us are flagged, but down here it's not too bad. And those instant light charcoals are burning hot, and we're building a larger wood teepee around to allow this bigger stuff to kind of dry out and get hot. And then we will have a rager going, because we have even bigger wood, like 4 or 5 times bigger than this. But for now, we are chilling. Here soon we're going to be boiling water, having a hot meal, and we're just going to be out here relaxing, enjoying this. Oh, it's hot, man. Those are hot coals. Feels great. Yeah, dude, yeah, take your gloves off, man. All right, so what I'm doing now, Doc's over there with the jet boil set up, and I'm coming over here. We're scooping the cleanest snow. And you just take snow. We're boiling water because obviously all of our water has frozen. Got the fire burning good. And then just dump the snow into the jet boil. We're gonna have to fill up our Nalgene's that are froze currently. Out here collecting firewood and just admiring the view. Sun's getting ready to start going down. Snowshoeing through this fresh powder. It is beautiful. Current state of the camp. We've been collecting all the dead wood off the ground. Fire still over there licking up. We're about to feed a lot more wood on it, and yeah guys, just enjoying it. Tomorrow's a big day. So the way we have our fire set up, we have this bigger stuff piled here on top. This allows for a slow burn because we want this fire to burn through the evening and then through the night, with us having to go and get as minimal amount of wood as possible. You can see it's licking up into the big stuff and catching it. Also, the Nalgene that was frozen solid is now almost drinkable. And we've also been boiling the snow for water. And now we're about to sit down and have a hot meal, boil some water, and we're just enjoying our camp, guys. So what I'm doing now, guys, is I'm trying to funnel the flame, because the flame is burning over here. But there's a lot of hot embers in the back, and I want them to come forward. So you can lean in and all it's going to do is give the fire more oxygen to breathe, and it will spread the flame and the heat around. And get the fire nice and hot. It allows the new wood that we've laid on top to be licked by the flame, and it's already spreading up. All right, guys, so from where I got down and have blew some air through the fire to spread the embers out and increase the heat, the fire's raging. Our water's thawing out, and you can see the moisture being absorbed through the fire, and we're gonna have a rager tonight, guys. In the moonlight, if it's anything like last night, the aesthetic here is going to be crazy with the moonlight and the fire. Doc's got his ski goggles on. We're chilling. We're about to boil some more snow and have a nice hot meal and sit here and relax for the evening. As I always like to harp on when it comes to being at 4,000 feet and above in elevation, or just high elevation in general, regardless of what the weather forecast says, you never really know what's going to happen. It was sunshiny and blue, and now it's getting dark. Clouds have rolled in, and it started snowing, and it's actually coming down pretty decent because the tents are already starting to get a little bit put on them, and the snow just started coming down about 10 minutes ago. If we're lucky, it'll just be some flurries, but it's the wilderness, it's the mountains, so I guess we're gonna find out. Fire's roaring. Weather's moving in on us. Coming down pretty heavy. Have some snow about to boil there. Like I said, we got that big fire roaring, thankfully. All this wood was already dead wood that was on the ground. That's the big tree from earlier, and the rest of this was all sourced from in the snow. My tent, food bag. Yeah, we're living it up. So due to this weather moving in, Doc and I are starting to move a lot quicker to find more wood. new parts of the forest where the blankets on the trees are wild. But we're still having a blast. Just got a lot colder. So Doc's Jet, we have the water boiling on my Coleman right here. Doc's Jet Boil, it worked just fine last night. The fuel is not frozen. We have the same fuel.
It even worked earlier today too.
We don't know if a little moisture got in and maybe iced over on like the valve that lets the fuel out, but we're trying to thaw his out so we can, because the thing that the water's boiling on in my Coleman is built for his jet boil. So we're just trying to figure that out. We have a ton of firewood that we went and collected, deadage from way back in the spruce, and we laid a lot across the fire, and it's burning hot, it's burning slow, and the snow's coming down, but we're still out here enjoying it, waiting on the water to boil so we can have some food. We've packed on a crazy amount of wood, and it's still burning. There's cherry embers underneath, but we need the flames to come up, and as again, you just have to make sure you get a good breath of fresh air.
There we go.
Burning under. And the flames are coming up, licking the top upper wood and drying that stuff out. But this will burn for the next probably 2 hours. So, and we have a pile over here, and we're going to collect more. So we warmed up the fuel canisters, not super close to the fire. The jet boil is rocking again. It was just getting frozen on where the valve is, where the fuel connects and burns. So we're chilling now. Fire is roaring. We're cozy, and we even have all of our layers on. Snow's still coming down, but not like it was. And yeah, guys, we're about to have some breakfast skillet and biscuit and gravy. We're gonna double meal it up. We're even gonna have an espresso, and you guys will get to see that here soon. Doc's over there preparing our espresso. Fire's raging. We adjusted it, and now we're about to enjoy dinner. Doc's having a breakfast skillet. I'm having that biscuits and gravy, and we're gonna enjoy this. We are enjoying the fruits of our labor from today for sure. Snow's still coming down, not that bad, and we're cozy and warm. All right, so right now Doc is preparing my shot of espresso, and then he's gonna make him one because he's a gentleman. Make mine first. Oh, dude, and it is pouring snow. Snow's pounding down. Doc's making the espresso. Fire's still roaring, and we are warm and cozy.
All right, got that, I think, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'll just put that back up in
Dude, that thing looks awesome.
there. Seal it tight, or else my hands burn. And on this side is where the espresso goes.
Wait till you guys see this can of espresso. Yeah.
Light. And do another little scoop. You can hold this.
Yep. Money.
All right. Got that. Where that other little piece go?
It's the brush.
Oh, never mind. I got that. There's there. Screw it back on.
Dude, the weather around us in this video too is crazy. Just
All right.
making espresso.
All right, so if we're gonna do teamwork on this, I'm gonna have you hold this.
Perfect.
So it's like a pump action.
Oh man, look at that.
Look at the foam on it.
The smell of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some coffee shop quality espresso. I'm gonna move my leg over from the fire a little too hot. Oh man.
It's almost done.
Oh dude, I'm enjoying it. It smells like a coffee shop out here.
Alright. Take a look at that.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, guys. Now Doc is drinking his well-deserved shot of espresso. How's that hit out here?
Bro.
It's something different, isn't it?
Dude.
Look at the weather. And we're out here making espresso. Big day tomorrow. And it's just wildly beautiful. All right, Doc and I are now snowshoeing back out to get more wood. We just enjoyed the espresso, warmed up by the fire. We're going to find more dead wood deeper in the forest. We have our snow shoe trails to guide ourselves back, and the fire's roaring, so it's not going out. The coal bed we have is insane. Look how beautiful the forest is. It's deep snow, by the way. Like, it's already snowed a few inches since snow started. And we are pushing through here. Now would be the time to encounter an animal. It's not hard to see, but look at all the steam pouring out of my boots I just did. Let me do it too. Let me take this fresh one off so you guys can see what it looks like. But the steam just pouring out of the boots. We're changing off wet stuff and putting on extra layers. Extremely cold, but we got the big fire going. And it is insane out here. If it wasn't for having this great fire, we would have probably already dipped, to be honest. The weather is insane up here. This is a real deal, guys. This is winter survival at its finest. Big shout out to Luke at the Outdoor Boys for the things you do, man. It's crazy. But it's very motivating. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get these warmer layers on. Because my feet are freezing. All right, guys, so we're setting out here in some of the wildest weather I think I've ever just voluntarily set out in. Pretty close, if not the most. Doc got me this as a birthday gift, as well as a World War I trench lighter. So we're gonna set by the fire now. Enjoy what's in the flask. And not freeze. As you guys can hear, the wind is insane. I would say that we are blessed for finding the camp spot that we did. We're almost setting in the fire. We still have plenty of wood. But yeah, that wind, pretty wild up there. The trees are rocking. And we're just sitting here. I'm pretty warm. Are you warm, Doc?
Yeah.
This is great. You guys should definitely, if you have the experience, you have the gear, and you have the courage to at least try it for a couple nights, definitely come out and do it. All right, guys, so right now I'm about to go and pee. The reason I'm making a video on this is because a lot of people don't pay attention to the color of their pee to know how hydrated you are when you're out in these kind of conditions, because it is still actively snowing, storming. Doc and I are out here in it for sure. If you don't keep track of the color of your pee and your urine, you might dehydrate and not even know it. You might be hiking to get firewood and pass out from heat exhaustion and not even realize you were actually that hot and you were that dehydrated. So I'm gonna pee, I'm gonna check the color of my pee, and I'm gonna know how much more snow I need to boil and how much more water I need to drink. All right, guys, based on the color of my pee, it was like a super light yellow, like lemonade. And in normal conditions, that would be about 1 liter of water. But since we're out here, we're moving and we're doing a lot of physical activity and being cold. Sorry, the smoke got in my face. I'm gonna drink 2 liters tonight before bed. Doc and I are out here right now. Doc's enjoying a can. We've set 4 cans of this, it's like a tuna pasta salad over the fire, and have some banana nut honey butter over there heating up for us to eat so we can calorie up before getting some more wood and keeping this fire going for a while, guys. If you ever decide to come out in the winter like this to the kind of wilderness and mountains like this, just realize if there's nothing in the forecast, you can get caught in blizzard conditions any time of the year. Visibility is dropping to like 10 meters. Doc is over there collecting wood. I'm collecting wood here. Snow is building up. Inches have come down within the hour. I just wanted to do a little quick shout out to the oak barrel. This is banana nut honey butter. We let it set near the fire for like, I mean, you can see, look at the jar. Like, is that caramelization, Doc? Is it like caramelized or something?
Yeah, that's indeed.
But it's like super, super warm. And out here in like a actual blizzard, it's hitting different. So thank you. And we weathered the storm enough to where I don't want to jinx it. I'm gonna knock on some wood. But the moon is finally out. It was like last night, it was very clear and nice in comparison. But it's crazy because where we're camping, the wind doesn't really come through. It does, but it's very, very mild in comparison to just about 50 meters that way, if that. Maybe like 150 feet. Honestly, how far do you think it is? Like 100 meters?
Something like that, yeah.
It's like hell, almost. Like the spruce over there are flagged. These ones here are completely fine. We are just, and we came here by luck of the draw. We just decided to set up a hasty camp, and this is where we ended up. And we have a banging fire. We just crushed like 2,000 calories a piece, some espresso, and we're relaxing. You might think the Doc and I's fire is dying down, but it's not. We just laid it on like another hour and a half's worth of wood, and actually it just caught. And it had snow on it, but our embers are so hot, the coal bed, that no matter what we put on it now, it lights. And it looks like we've weathered through that initial storm that we just got hit by, because the sky is now super clear, and the winds have died down for now. But I'm warm, Doc's warm, and like I said, we ate a lot. And we're gonna see how this weather continues. All right, guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking my pack and I'm holding it really close to the fire, and you'll be able to see the steam rolling out of it. And what I'm doing is heating the pack up nice and hot, getting it dry, obviously, before I put it under my tent fly and set it up against the side of my tent. It'll just give a little extra heat for the tent for a little while. Nothing too crazy, but better to have it dry and warm than cold and wet or frozen solid. Fire's still burning good. It's almost 11 o'clock right now, and we've had this fire roasting for hours. And yeah, the weather is still pretty dang good right now. So yeah, guys, we're having a great night, and we're gonna bed down in the next couple hours. And it's starting to get its way. It's getting close to midnight now. Doc and I just went on what's gonna probably be our last wood trip for the night. This will definitely burn through the night, and we'll have hot coals in the morning. This fire was burning super hot. Mix of blue flames. We're about to boil, fill our Nalgene's up, get those boiling, and put those in our sleeping bags, let those heat up. A few snow flurries come through. A few more. We've probably got 6-7 inches since the snow started. But we're grateful that it cleared up. It's definitely way windier over in there, but the visibility's increased a lot. And honestly, the wind doesn't come directly through our camp. Like we said, it goes off to the sides, but it actually helps fan the fire, so it is playing in our favor completely. So we're grateful for that. And this has been an amazing couple days so far. Man, we are lighting up everything. Yeah, this was definitely a last good wood pool. We're waiting on the snow to boil right now. Got the snow scooper and just getting warm. It's even heating up our tents and melting the snow off the tents. If you guys are wondering just how cold it is, watch my breath. It's insane. All right, guys, so we just woke up. Not even a single hot coal left. And I'm sure our fuel was frozen. But, speaking of frozen things, my boots. Hear that? Like a rock. My boots are literally frozen solid. It took a minute for me to even force my foot into this one, and the boot currently has 0 give to it. So, it's tough. Look at these snowdrifts. All right, so we're trudging, and these snowdrifts are so high that they literally look like waves in the ocean. This is the creek, our little stream. It's like 5 feet down almost. And these snowdrifts. Thank gosh for these good snowshoes, because if not, we'd be sinking. What do you think we'd be sinking right here? 4 or 5 feet? This is wild. It's beautiful. All right, guys, Logan and Doc here. This is the third day. We've spent 2 nights out here. And we actually, there's a few things I want to go over. Doc has had a malfunction on the snowshoe that's deemed it pretty much useless in the deep snow. Obviously, the pack down stuff, it's whatever. But towards the summits, there's 5 to like 6 to 7 feet of fresh powdery snow. Snowshoe's not able to, we wouldn't be able to climb it in that. Not only that, so we've been warm and cozy the last 2 nights. Our fire, as you can see, still smoking. So we could have just spent all day collecting wood and had another roaring fire, but there was no way to go and summit the mountain or reach the knob without being able to come back to guaranteed fire, because we got weather alerts that a new Arctic front is moving in tonight, which is Wednesday night, and the temp's supposed to drop 15 degrees or more. And we could make it through that, because last night was pretty cold as well, and we were cozy. But honestly, the thought of waking up in the morning and packing up and dipping out through that sounds miserable, when right now it's still, I'd say, what, single digits?
Something like that, yeah.
But moving out in this will be a lot better than moving out in blowing winds and snow, because there's also a weather front that's currently moving in. It's actually, we came back from towards the mountain, and snow started blowing in on us. It dropped probably, what, 10 degrees, like in a second. So with Doc's snowshoe and the weather moving in, and I mean, we could still go collect wood and get a raging fire going and push out in the morning, but it would be more convenient to push out now. And this is when you have to sit and critically think and make the smart decisions, and what's going to be easier on you. So we're going to finish packing up everything and boogie out. But this has been a great trip, guys. It's been a great learning experience. Do not go cheap on your snowshoes. These weren't super cheap, but they also weren't expensive. And I haven't had any issues with mine, but like I said, when you get gear, you have to know exactly what you're getting. We both have retro specs, but also, like I said, these snowdrifts, you'll see in the videos, they're super tall. And up towards the summits, it's just the snow's too tall to not have a proper snowshoe, and the temp tonight with the Arctic front moving through, it's just going to be way too cold to come back to not having a roaring fire already going. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you have any suggestions, what you'd like to see next, if you have any questions about anything, leave it in the comments section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as we enjoy making it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. What's up, guys? Logan here. I'm home now. I am in my gear room currently. I don't have everything back on the shelves yet, because I have everything either being washed or laying out to dry in my gym floor, which is all matted. But yeah, I have the snowshoe with me. The only bad thing that happened on the trip, to be honest, I mean, obviously it was cold, negative 20-degree wind chills at certain points, in single digit to below zero ambient temps. Doc's snowshoe broke on summit, like towards the summit of the mountain. And the snowdrifts were so high that there was just no way for us to successfully be able to summit and then also have the time to make it back, because you got to think Doc would have been working with one snowshoe, so he would have been sinking. Doc would have been absolutely miserable. We wouldn't have had any time to make it back and get a raging fire going before night fell. And that would have been hyper risky with how windy it was in that specific area and the way the weather came through. Like, we got almost a foot in 6 hours the second day into that second night. But it was still a blast. Our layering systems never failed. I was never actually really cold out there, other than when I had to put my boots on first thing in the morning, or put pants on just in the morning when you drop layers, you know. It's always cold in the morning. But our gear and our layers held up. We stayed warm. We had a raging fire going. We had good food. But the only thing that gave us any difficulties was this. And this is actually the exact snowshoe Doc allowed me to keep the pair to show you guys. But as you can see, this piece came out of here. It broke through here. Zip ties would have been maybe our only hope, but we would have had to cut a hole through this rough plastic. And as you can see, when every step Doc took, his snowshoe is not being held in place. And this is a shout out to Doc. Doc still hiked miles and miles with the broken snowshoe because the snowshoe broke. This snowshoe, this specific one, mine didn't have any issues. I had the same brand, the Retro Specs. Doc's snowshoe broke within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movement on the very first day. And he toughed it out the entire time. It progressively got worse. And then on the day of summit, there was no possibility for him to summit once we hit the taller snowdrifts closer to the summit of the mountain. They were like probably 6 to 8 foot rolling over, like up against the bank and the steepness with the trees. So there was just really no way to make that movement without pure exhaustion, which is fine. But if you're sweaty and purely exhausted and you make it back to camp and don't have a fire, you're playing with fire in essence. It'd be hyper dangerous and just not worth it at that point. We do plan to go back. I wouldn't care if it's a winter, fall, whenever, just with some better snowshoes. Every other piece of gear, flawless. Even my snowshoes did flawless. I think Doc just might have had a bad pair. Just got the unlucky pair of the pile. But guys, I do appreciate for all of you watching, all the love lately. It's been awesome. All the new subscribers. If you guys are not subscribed and you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. It helps me and Doc out a ton. Leave a like and leave a comment if you have any criticisms, any questions about any of this gear, which I'm going to do gear reviews for almost all this gear from the trip. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you're curious about what kind of portable chargers I use, whatever, etc., feel free to ask it, and I'll be more than happy to answer it, guys. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.